After spending 7 hours with the retail version of Forza Motorsport 7, Turn 10 Studios' latest appears to offer something for every kind of driving enthusiast. While its campaign, the Forza Drivers' Cup, kicks off with a mandatory trio of races in various vehicle types and environments, you're subsequently offered many routes to victory thereafter. By the time I cleared the first 3 of the 6 chapters, I stuck to my favorite types of cars, namely Japanese and European sports cars. I was also reintroduced to riveting passing challenges and the novelty of bowling with cars. All the while, open-wheel and muscle car competitions tempted me to veer outside my comfort zone. This swath of variety made playing for 7 hours straight feel like a breeze. Forza 7 maintains the series' silky smooth frame rate and the granular scope in which you can customize the controls to suit your driving style. My current handling preferences favor tire traction, and I was pleased how closely many of my cars in Forza 7 felt like equivalents from Drive Club, another favorite racer of mine. And it was comforting to get back on familiar tracks like Brands Hatch and Laguna Seca. Yet it wasn't until I returned to Prague, about 3 hours into my playthrough, that I felt wholly reunited with Forza. The improved lighting effects, in conjunction with the weather and time of day diversity, made the latest version of this Czech city particularly striking. Even if you aren't a racing sim purist, Forza 7 accommodates your desire to drive thanks to numerous accessibility settings. Undoing any on-course mistake with Rewind helps ensure wins, though I prefer the Codemaster's approach in limiting the amount of times you can do this in a race. There's also no penalty for dangerous driving and cutting corners. Clearly, Turn 10 is leaving it to you to set your own definition of fair play. I also spent considerable time trying out the mod cards, consumables that you can apply to any cup race for an added challenge. Depending on the card, you can gain bonus experience for skillful driving, placing well, and turning off select assists. Some of these mods added a modicum of increased stakes and competitive tension, while also offering incentives for novices to experiment with deactivated assists and possibly take off select training wheels for good. These cards are unlocked as part of the game's loot crates. Based off the first dozen crates I earned and opened, Forza 7's form of blind box collectible items offered a balanced mix of cosmetic and practical items, from driver outfits to cars to add to your collection, unless you want to sell them. As I continue my playthrough into this weekend, I'm looking forward to dividing my attention between completing the Forza Drivers' Cup and finally participating in online races. While the once innovative Friends as AI Drivatar competition remains engaging, it doesn't compare to the unpredictability of real players. I'm also hoping that the car model loading times in the garage improves at launch for the Xbox One, as currently, there are 2-second wait times when I quickly scroll through cars. Yet this is a mild annoyance compared to the sad reminder that Turn 10 was not able to secure production model Toyotas for Forza 7. While this manufacturer isn't linked to the series to the degree it's associated with Gran Turismo, it was disappointing to be limited to a modest selection of Toyotas not named Celica or MR2. Taking the bad with the good, Turn 10 took full advantage of its recently renewed licensing deal with Porsche by making at least 24 of the German manufacturer's cars available for purchase in-game. Before I finish Forza 7, I intend to buy the much-publicized 2018 Porsche 911 GT2 RS and put it through its paces. Along with my final verdict of Forza Drivers' Cup and online multiplayer, I'm hoping to evaluate the Forzathon timed events, leagues, auction house, and marketplace, all of which were locked prior to the game's release. You can check back next week when I'll have posted both my review and a video review of Forza Motorsport 7. Thanks for watching!